How's it going, everybody? I feel like I said that really loud. I apologize if that was extremely loud, but it felt like it was loud. Anyways, I'm back again with another review for a movie that I just saw. This movie that I just saw is an independent movie. It was done by the comedian Afion Crockett, and it's a comedy, but it's called A Hip Hop Story. So this movie is supposed to be the story of hip hop. You know how hip hop got started, and well, maybe not how it got started. I think it started more in the area of when it started becoming popular, I guess, versus when it got started. So Effion Crockett plays this character that's kind of sort of, well, that's just going to say it. It is Russell Simmons, but his name is Roscoe Simons, and then he has other characters like that in there. Instead of having Jay Z, he has JB, and he has the Eric B and Eric D or something like that. He messes up all the names, but they're done on purpose because this is supposed to be a spoof movie, but at the same time, it's a story of hip hop. So they do a lot of scenes in this movie that if you've heard a lot of the stories from hip hop and some of the legendary stories that they've told over the years, you know some of these scenes that's in this movie. A lot of the young folks probably won't get the references, and the people maybe not even understand some of the people that they're spoofing on. Like he does Cool Mo D, he does Eric B and Rakim, he does Notorious B.I.G., Puffy, um, uh, Ghostface Killer at one point in time. I mean, he Salt and Pepper, MC Light, Queen Latifah. He spoofs a lot of. He doesn't play all these characters. There are other people playing these characters, but he plays quite a few characters in here. He plays a who was that in the beginning? DJ Hollywood, I think it is. In the beginning of the movie, he plays him. He plays uh, Jay Z. He, of course, because that's one of his characters. One of his impressions he does. So he does Jay Z. He also does Russell Simmons. He does Dr. Cornell West, and I want to say that there's another character in there that he does, but I can't remember. But um, I gotta say, this movie is not good. It's awful, but it's if you remember like my era growing up, we had movies like Hot Shots. We had the Naked Gun series. We had Aeroplane. Although Airplane was before my time, but still, we had him growing up. We watched him growing up. Hot Shots Part Two, the scary movie franchises, and they go on and on and on. All of the Wayans brothers movies, but those are I don't really call them spoofs so much. Maybe when it got into the Marlon Wayans and all those, when him and his brother was doing his thing, maybe then. But my point is that we had spoof movies, and these spoof movies were always ridiculous. They were 100% ridiculous. We just enjoyed them because we knew they were going to be ridiculous. Well, this movie is in the same vein of a spoof movie. It's supposed to be this. The problem I have with this movie is that it is not funny. It's not funny. And that I was so rooting for this movie. That made me sad because I think Affion Crockett is a lot funnier than what he did in this movie. I think it just missed the boat. Um, Cedric the Entertainer does this spoof of Biggie Smalls and Notorious B.I.G. That is just god awful to me. I mean, it's I can't even do what he was doing, but it just sounded so bad. It sounded so bad. And again, I understood what they was trying to do. They was trying to make a spoof movie. Here's the problem with trying to make the spoof movie that he was trying to make. He was also, I feel as though he was trying to pay homage to hip hop and be respectful of hip hop, but yet trying to be funny at the same time. And I feel like he didn't want to disrespect anybody in hip hop, and so he held back uh, more the funny than what he should. I think he should have just leaned right into the spoofness of it all. If he'd have leaned right into the airplane of it all, of the scary movies of it all, of the hot shots of them all, it would have been so much funny. Take for example when there's one scene that they're at the park, and they're in this park and they're partying, and I think again I think his name was DJ Hollywood. He's playing the music or whatnot, and while they're dancing and things, that would have been the perfect shot for them to have some crazy stuff happening like in the background of the scene, or just like in the old spoof movies, you see stuff happening in the backgrounds. That, in my opinion, that would have been the perfect opportunity to do something like that. But he just didn't lean into those things. And had he leaned, I tell you what, had he leaned into either going into the ridiculousness and just being funny and acting a fool and just doing what he knows how to do, it would have been great. But vice versa, had he went the other direction and made this a serious movie, it would have been great. This movie was a good movie. It was a well written movie. Really well written. Only problem is the jokes didn't land. The jokes could have been funny. They did a caricature of Freeway, the rapper Freeway. It was awful. He was so bad. He was so bad. That's like, yeah, it just didn't work for me. But the guy that played 50 Cent worked for me. That was hilarious. The guy that played Puffy, it worked, but it didn't work at the same time. But it was still funny to me. Those are the things that were funny. But again, I will never tell you not to go see a movie. But I gotta say, and I gotta be honest, I wanted to say this movie was good, but it's not. Well made movie. They put some money behind this movie. And if you want to see a good movie and support Afion so he can get something else made, go see this movie. Just don't expect it to be this magnificent, great movie that you think it's gonna be. It's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be the funniest movie that you ever seen. But then again, when you see it, you might think it is. I don't think it is. I hate that because I love Afion Crockett. I think he's hilarious. But either way, go see the movie. You know, it's not gonna be in theaters very long because it's an independent movie. He did this on his own. He put his, well, he had help, of course, but he wrote the movie. So if anything, go to see his impressions because he does a hell of a job impersonating Jay Z and Dr. Cornel West and Russell Simmons. He does a great job of that. So again, I don't think the movie's pretty good, but I think it's worth seeing. I know that kind of contradicts each other, but well, maybe not so much because I didn't tell you not to go see it. But go see the movie, check it out, help Afion at least get another movie made. Anyway, man, y'all have a good night, and I'll see you at the movies. At your movies. At the movies. Bye.